radio for the information generation.
99.3 KIT FM, Natchez.
1280 KIT AM Yakima.
And news.kit.com.
8:41 on a gorgeous Lance Stormy kind of Monday morning. Lance, did you see that the new Instagram trend is bow tie Fridays?
No, I got to do that. I mean,
you kind of roll the bow tie anyway from time to time. Now it's like becoming a trendy thing on Instagram.
All right, well, Friday I'll wear my bow tie. Okay, well, I'll put it on Instagram too, man. That'd be cool. 841. 972-5481. You'll find us on Twitter and on Facebook. If you read our Twitter page right now, it says, hey, we're talking to candidates from the Yakima City Council race, and we have Maureen Adkison in this house this morning. Good morning, Maureen.
Good morning.
You are running in District 6.
Correct.
And that's it's a busy ballot. Busy. We don't have. I'm thinking about District 7. My wife keeps asking, when are we going to vote? And it's like, no, you're not going to vote. We're going to do it in the general. Primary election.
How much did District 6 change? I mean, you're from the borders where you ran in the past to where you find yourself today. Has it expanded much, shrunk much, moved in?
It has expanded, but it's also shrunk from folks that have called me saying, you're not on the ballot. Yeah, you moved out of my district, which then was 1, and now is, whatever. So it is a little bit bigger farther to the west. I haven't looked at the numbers. My guess is it's probably about the same, but I am losing historical voters.
Gotcha, sure. Couldn't help as they shuffle the deck. We went from about 26,000 in each of the 4 districts to about 13,000 in each of the 7 districts. So you got about half as many people, and many of them will be even new. It isn't just as though you're 26 we're cutting half. It's that you got some new ones in with what you have. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself, Maureen. We know that your husband John has been very active in this community, and you have too. Talk about the 1-2 punch of Yakima activity, the Atkinson family. Time in the Valley, what you do, family. I know you're got a couple of grandkids, so tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. I'm from the East Coast. Born and raised there, educated there, married my husband John. We moved to San Francisco. Then we had an opportunity to live in Scotland for a year, where he finished his hand fellowship. We have one daughter, Kate, who actually went to high school and graduated with Micah. And we've got 2 wonderful little grandsons, John Sullivan Byer and Benjamin Devi Byer. We lived here for a little over 30 years. I used to tell people I thought he was kidding when he kept saying he'd like to move back to Yakima because, we've lived in Boston and San Francisco and in Europe. But you know what? It was the best thing we ever did.
Yeah.
I couldn't ever have been happier. Within 6 months, I felt welcomed by the community, and it's continued that way. And the thing I like, one of the best things about it is it's just the right size to me where you can make a difference. You can join a committee and they'll use you and not be just a rubber stamp kind of thing. It's a great place to live.
So that's a Boston accent.
It is.
That's a Boston accent. Okay.
Ask her what her license plate says.
Now, what's your license plate?
Micah.
Micah.
M-Y-C-A-A-R.
Noah.
Micah. That's right.
Micah. Oh, I've seen that. I've seen her.
Right. Don't need an R.
Well,
from Boston.
I will apologize for all the future Boston accents that I try to come up with. Okay, that I totally mess up.
I'll work with you, Lance.
Anyway. Well, the next question, Dave.
At this, you more than anybody should know, having done it. But a lot of people don't really understand what the job of a council person is. They think it's one thing, you get on council and it's something else. So I guess you can clear it out for everybody. What's your understanding of the job of a city council person?
Well, now after 8 years, I know it's to listen to the folks in the city and then try to make policy that will bring that forward to a success in the city, and assessing what is the best you can do for the city. You're not going to make everybody happy. Things come to me and to you that people say, can you change this? I can try, but I'm one vote.
Yes, that's the key thing, is that you got to have 3 other like-minded folks.
Yep, exactly. And I certainly didn't understand that. And I also didn't understand really the complexities of what we were going to be expected to look at, far more in depth than I thought, probably naive on my part, and thinking that right out of the bag I'd have some success at something I could do. I was wrong.
Everybody is, Maureen. That's not naive on your part. That's because the system is as complex as it is and as detailed as it is, and with a full range, full service city, so much ground to cover that there's just no way. I think that people are prepared. That's one of the reasons we're asking them to get a sense for, do they know what they're up against?
I didn't know what a full service city was.
Well, and who would?
Nobody would know that.
We don't come
it's
across
very complex. No.
Don't come across that in our day-to-day stuff.
No.
How many years on the city council so far?
Well, I was appointed, and I served for a year, and then I ran for 4, and then I ran for 4 more. So, right around 9.
Yeah.
It's gone by so fast. I can't believe it's been 9 years.
Well, why are you running? Why, 9 years? Have you felt that you just didn't get enough done?
Sort of. But I'm running this time. Well, first of all, I thought I was going to get 4 years, and I'm not. I'm only getting 2, which I'm a little annoyed about.
Yeah.
But I think there's enough in place that I've been involved with. I'd do anything to still be on the council when they come to fruition. Some things have. Dave and I worked on from ground up the gang-free initiative. There's still progress being made, but to my mind, it's there. It's making a difference in the community. I've been a proponent of the aquatic center, of the plaza. Those things are in place now, in my opinion, and the soccer, which they're digging the hole now. That's so exciting for the city. But the other 2, I'd like to still be on the council, not on the outside looking in when they cut the ribbons for those events. I don't know if we can get it done in 2 years. And I don't know if I will run for another 4 if I get elected for 2.
Maureen, obviously, you see what kind of skills and abilities that you need, having been on the council for a couple of terms here. As you assess yourself, what you bring to the table, what do you think helps you be an effective member of the council?
I think I work well with every member of the council. I don't mind stopping them and asking them where they're coming on a program. My mind can be changed.
I don't think you've ever had a fight with anybody yet either
not on the air. And then just sort of reaching out for ideas from the people that I serve, and not just in my district, throughout the city. I've never, ever, I'll bet in the past 8 years, I've fielded more questions, or as many questions outside my district than from inside my district. 'Cause there are people that know me and feel comfortable calling me rather than maybe the person representing their district. You do what you can do. Sometimes it's the smallest thing, but you just make a phone call about the 4-foot pit in the middle of a road, and you call, and you can get that fixed. You look like a genius.
Sure.
But they feel comfortable calling you and telling you about it and see if you can make it right.
That's pretty cool. Obviously, you said you came back to the Valley because you saw a bunch of great things that you knew about the Valley. That's why you wanted to live here. What's the best thing, do you think, is about the Valley?
First of all, it was my husband that wanted to come back to the Valley. He tugged me along with him.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him.
He grew up here, and his parents were actually born in the Valley.
Oh, cool.
And so he really had some roots here. They wanted to. I think the best thing about the Valley, I guess I could have a list. We can make things happen. Sometimes it's a little bit slow, but usually we can get things done. I love the people in this valley, the diversity of it. I can't think of any place we've lived that the diversity is there. That even in the big cities, they're a Latino population and an Irish population and a Jewish population, but they're big and they're almost segregated. It's not true here. We interact with the folks of different backgrounds, and I just absolutely love that.
Well, the other side of that coin, when you toss it up and smack it on the back of your wrist, is the challenges facing Yakima. And as a city council person, you get to deal with those as well. So what are some of the bigger challenges facing Yakima?
Oh, golly. I think we're addressing a lot of them, but probably one of the biggest challenges that we have is funding. We've got a lot of great ideas to make things happen in this valley, but every single one of them takes money. So I think it goes to addressing the people that live here and getting them on board with us. And when we go out for grants or from private money, that we've educated them enough to let them see our way, or at least let us come in the door and work with them. And I think that's really one of our biggest, we're addressing crime. Nobody believes that, but we are. And then the other the stuff that we're doing downtown, everybody's loving it, but so we're addressing the problems that we have of nothing to do, of it being a dangerous city, yada, yada. And I think as long as we keep plugging at it on the committees, by the way, that we serve outside City Hall is real important, and that can make us turn the corner on some criticisms we have.
8:51, we're talking with Maureen Adkison, current council member and candidate for District 6. Let's start.
Some things are already in motion. Obviously, you know that. Let's get your opinion on some of these things. First of all, public safety. What's your opinion on public safety in Yakima? I kind of just said it a little bit up there. We're kind of attacking crime rate here,
I think
crime rate down.
More than kind of attacking. We have 2 gang units now. That's awesome. We've got the cops on bikes. Not only is it a nice image downtown, but they're serving a purpose. They can get in and out of alleys that cruisers cannot get in and out of. Our police chief is kind of a no-nonsense kind of guy, and he's looking for reasons to approach problems in the city crime-wise. Dave knows this. I went with Dave and the rest of City Council 2 years ago. They went without me this year to Washington, D.C., where our police chief and the council members that were with them made a huge impact on services that we're getting in this city now. We've got the FBI working with us. That's awesome because they can do things that we can't do. They can bust a crime the same as us. They've got way more leverage than we've got. And that's huge.
City's role in economic development.
It's key. You've got to be involved with the city and the people, that live in the city to make things happen. We can't do it without public-private funding anymore, and I think it's there if we want to work hard enough to get at it.
Public art.
Oh, I love it. Whether you like the piece or not, very sad thing when the Giving Circle sort of imploded. They brought some beautiful stuff with all private money. That doesn't mean it's going to stop. I know that John Cooper and others are out there, and we've got some beautiful pieces in the convention center. We'd like to see more. And how about those bicycles they're putting all over town? That is so cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. I love that.
And that's public art, and it kind of gives us a signature thing.
Yeah.
It's not an apple on a corner or a dog. I think the bicycle out there is awesome.
The recreational ban on marijuana, the ban on recreational sales of marijuana. What do you think about that?
I'm behind it 100%. I've always been in favor of marijuana for medicinal reasons. There's no problem with getting that. If you want to go to Union Gap and buy marijuana, that's fine. I think it's one more problem to solve, and I can't get behind it at all. I'm just all in favor of the ban.
And the proposed downtown plaza. What's your take on that?
Well, I just love it. And you've got to know where I come from. I come from Boston. Have you heard of the Boston Common or the Boston Garden? The Boston Common, the British billeted there. Their tents were there. It's been there since the Revolutionary War. And guess what? It's still there, and every Sunday there are hundreds and hundreds of people playing baseball, ice skating on one of the ponds, having a picnic. Even in a city, and again, that's Boston, it's a real drawing area. But I would suggest that most small cities in the city of Boston, I grew up in Framingham, which is not a small town. It's the largest town in the United States, or at least it was. They never wanted to be a city. They've got 2. And there's no weekend where there's not a festival going on. It's a real drawing card, and you see young and old. I see no downside to this plaza. I only see an upside. And if you've ever seen anything of Catherine Gustafson's stuff, it is a crowd drawer.
Wow.
And I want it to happen. I want it to happen while I'm on council because I want to be there when they cut the ribbon to that.
Maureen, the ACLU case has really turned the city upside down. We now have 7 seats open. We have district-only elections. It's been a big thing. You weren't 100% sure where you were going to be on the appeal. The way the appeal has shaken out now and where we sit now, what's your take on pursuing an appeal? At this point, it's to align ourselves with the Texas case and to appeal to keep the case alive on that $1.8 million in case something happens. Would you think that we're in the right place, or what's your take on all of that?
Yeah, I think we are. I'm behind going forward with this. We've already taken $1 million off the plate. I think the ACLU saw what we were doing and decided to take the $1 million off. Maybe my opinion, that we would buckle. I don't see it happening now. And personally, it's been it's been a very tiresome and kind of scary situation that we were put in the middle of. And I feel every city in the world is looking at us. If the ACLU is going to go after every city on something like this. I think if we can hang on there, it might give them kind of a heads up that, we weren't doing anything wrong. And I won't go farther on that because I'll probably put my foot in my mouth. So, but I'm all behind going forward with this. It's a federal issue.
Okay, very good. I got your back on that. Don't worry about your foot. I'll jump in and help you out, Marie. Well, about out of time, but we still have a couple of moments for you to address one of the things that you said. You not only talked to folks in your district, because you were District 1 before, but you talked to all the people across the city, and that's still going to be the job of a council person. So everybody across the city tuned in. What would you like them to know heading into the primary about Maureen Adkison, Maureen?
I guess I'd like them to know business as usual at the end of my phone. If you've got a problem with somebody or something in the city, I hope you'll call. One thing I'd like everybody to know, though, there's no stupid question and there's no stupid answer. And as a council person, I don't read minds. So please come and tell me what you think I'm doing right or wrong, or something you'd like to see done in the city, because sometimes it works out. But unless you talk to us, we don't know. And we're not all empowering, but we do the best we can. I hope I get reelected. I've enjoyed my 9 years. If I don't, I will not stop on the city. I'm still on several committees and commissions in the city that I won't give up. And I think that's what I'd like them to know. I like my job.
Excellent. Maureen Adkison, thanks very much. In the event you win the primary and move forward, we'd love to have you back, spend a little more time, chat with you in detail on some of these things. But best of good luck. We'll know before you know it. August 4th is going to be here. Ballots are already out. So, Maureen Adkison, thanks for your time, and thank you for the service for our great city. We appreciate it very much.
Thank you both.